No one could have predicted what happened in September of 2008 with the financial markets. We ended up in a big financial crisis right here in the U.S. and all across the globe.
There was no money being spent in the public sector and the private sector. There was no jobs to be bid on for us to even get.
It's been a tough year for everyone. Just as far as the money and everything goes, people laid off, don't have work.
Worked for the same company for over 10 years, and just all of a sudden my job was terminated. It was not good at all.
Things continued to decline, so the new administration and the new Congress realized that we needed to do something about it. We need to pay attention to what's going on in our economic markets.
The American Recovery and Reinvestment Plan won't just throw money at our problems. We'll invest in what works. It is time to set a new course for this economy, and that change must begin now.
Our governments have done an incredible job. They understood this crisis, and they put through some of the biggest stimuluses the world has ever seen. And I really do give them credit for averting a depression.
When the governments launched their stimulus packages, a lot of that money was related directly to infrastructure or construction, and obviously ArcelorMittal is going to have a role to play in that, which is good for our business. So it's a question of understanding, what projects the governments want to do and seeing how we can collaborate with them.
The Recovery Act provides for SEPTA $191 million in funding for infrastructure. This has provided a lot of opportunities for employment. You have contractors and suppliers providing services to SEPTA for projects that would not otherwise be funded. $191 million is a good shot in the arm for any community. ArcelorMittal is actually involved in a major way on our projects.
We were able to bid successfully to SEPTA and supply rails that they'll use to improve their infrastructure and replace old tracks that were worn out, and also add other tracks that will improve capacity and improve their reliability.
Customers really want delivery and they want quality. They want to make sure that we're giving them rails that are going to last, and we're giving them rails that are not going to give them any problems in the field.
For every $1 billion that you spend in transportation infrastructure, we'll create 47,000 jobs.
We saw an order valued at $3.7 million for rails, but if you translate that to what it really means at Steelton, it was a week's work at a time when work was hard to find.
Brian Elgart walked down to my office and said we received an order from SEPTA, which is something that we hadn't expected. We were able to keep more workers operating and employed in Steelton, and it was very satisfying to see that order be presented to Steelton.
SEPTA has the opportunity to improve on its infrastructure. We get to manufacture it in Steelton, Pennsylvania, so I consider it a win-win. And if American industry is going to be able to compete, they need to have the best resources possible. Our rail systems, our transit systems, we need to get goods and services to market as quick as possible.
Seems like it's starting to get better, with all the stimulus packages that's going out. I'm so glad to have a job compared to the way it was.
Well, if they didn't invest in recovery and they never did the stimulus spending, we would be in a world of hurt.
We're a part of that infrastructure that is America, and we're going through a renewal as a nation. It's really a source of pride to be a part of that.